I just want to say a big thank you, first of all, to you for joining up with me on this journey through Castaways Club. As you can tell, things are a little rough around the edges in all the emails that are going back and forth and invites and all that kind of stuff. And so I just thank you and appreciate that you're doing this, signing up for this as I'm figuring this out along with you. My goal is to create a community for podcasters, and that's ultimately where I want to end up. But I know that there's going to be some growing pains as we get there. And so I really appreciate you taking the time and your money to support this and take a chance on what we're going to create here together. By now, you have logged in, you've signed up to become a Patreon, you set up an account with Patreon. That's the membership sort of tracking system that I'm using. And just of note, on the Patreon page, when you're logged in, there's an RSS feed link here that we might make use of. I'm not sure yet. We might make use of it for podcasts just for the community. That would be where we'd subscribe to that. So you could throw that in your favorite podcast player of choice, copy that link. It's different for each person, so I can't give you one. It's tied to your user account, but that's how you would do that. It'll also be available in the Patreon app for iPhone and I think for Android as well. It'll be inside that app as well. So if you want to try using it on your phone, you can do that as well. When you signed up, you also should get an invite email from Patreon that has details on how to get configured with a Discord account. So if you don't have Discord already, an account on Discord already, you'll need to set that up, and then it'll send you an invite to Castaways Club Discord server. So like I said in a lot of the details and intro to what Castaways is going to be, I keep saying Club Castaways and Castaways Club. Anyway, Discord is going to be where we can have some instant messaging chat. So you'll be greeted by a welcome message that just basically invites you to the server with a few details on how we're going to run this. And then also it'll announce your presence here. That's not where conversations actually are going to happen, but there's a general chat room where you can type hello world, and hopefully other people will respond and have a stream of conversation there. If you got something you want to test out, like you're streaming a live stream, maybe you want to check if a web page is actually working. It's not working for you, but seems to be working for other people, or vice versa. Anything sort of technically podcast related that you want to just test out, that's where you'd go into the help me test something channel and post a link there, ask for some feedback. It's not for ongoing tech support because it kind of sucks to have a stream of text going by and trying to find answers in the midst of everybody's responses. That's where the forum will come in. But this is kind of just like you want to be able to live chat back and forth because you're changing stuff and getting someone else to try it, see if it's working, and have a bit of a back channel where you're not talking on your live stream maybe to tech support. There's also a couple of voice channels. The way voice conversations work in Discord is once you've got, if you click on here, you're basically joining a conversation that can be happening right now. And so as you can see, my name or icon is lit up. That means I'm talking in this here, and anybody else could join. Their names would show up as well, and they'd hear that as well. And so this is a great way to test some of the audio stuff. Maybe if you want to, you can do that with the Help Me Test Something audio channel. As you can see, as I leave one conversation, I can't be in multiple voice channels at the same time, but I can change which general chat I'm in. So there isn't a text and voice together. You're kind of in one chat or the other. And then, but it's could be a place. I'm not sure how we'll use it yet. We might use it for just monthly hangouts in audio form, or something else. But also, of course, just like the text conversations, you can use the audio if you want to test audio inside of Discord. That's another option available to you. And depending on when you joined, there's the founders chat. If you are one of the first 20 folks to join the community, that'll be where you have access to that other people won't. And just a note, you can disconnect from voice, connect the voice channels by disconnecting down here, and then it'll drop you out of there. But then obviously as soon as you click, you join right in. It's not like a dial in or anything like that. You're just connected. So yeah, the founders chat is basically for people who are the first 20 folks to get signed up. At least that's the plan right now. There may be other tiers we add later, I guess. I don't know how that's all going to play out, where we'd have maybe $50 a month tier or $20. I don't know. We'll see. But as of this video, before the site is actually launched, that's the case. The first 20 folks will get access to a special founding members chat. They should be added automatically by their Patreon account to that group. So you'll also get, as part of your invitation from Patreon, your invitation details and documents, a link to forum.castaways.club, which is where the, like I mentioned, the forum is going to be taking place. And if you click the login, you can do a login with Patreon. So it'll authenticate using your Patreon login. And so you just have to allow that. And then you should be able to get access into the forum. Once you're inside, this will look a little different for a non-admin user, obviously, if you're not in the admin. But there's a one topic set up already that just to introduce yourself. So I'd love for you to join in, hit the reply button right here and just type out this is who I am. And if you can answer some of these questions here, the first 6 questions, sort of like where you are in the world, what if you have a podcast, what kind of things you're struggling with podcasting, how we can help each other out, and where they can find you on social media. And I'm going to abandon that for now, go back to the home. And then there's also an introduction post to the forum, how some of it works. If you've never used a discourse forum, it's a little different, but it's not all that different from any other forum software. Finally, categories are where you can find other topics to talk about, whether it's gear and software that you want to ask about, how do you do something, live streaming conversations, or just general stuff that doesn't really fit. You can just create a new topic inside of here, title it, this is what I'm talking about, and you can change categories if you want, but we'll just leave it in there. Optionally, you can use tags if you want. So if it's about Facebook, let's say, we'll create a Facebook thing and then say, your message, how do I get a Facebook page for my podcast, and then create. Now there's that topic. So now when somebody logs in, they'll see this is what I'm talking about. Facebook is a tag there. Obviously not the most descriptive topic, but folks can then reply to that conversation. You can highlight part of the message and hit reply, and I think it'll quote it. Yeah, so it gives you the message over, here's what you're doing, and this is the preview. So I can type, here's some thoughts, something about your message. It'll just show this for the first 2 posts as you do it. You can use Markdown, heading 2, heading 3, bold, italics, and link this thing here. I can't talk and type. Google.ca. Reply. There you go. So you can also delete your own messages. You won't be able to delete everybody else's messages, obviously, and I'll delete this thread for now. So it should be gone from there. So that's what you see. So basically there's categories and then there's topics. So categories are top level things that topics fall under. And so if you just from the homepage, if you create a new topic, you'll need to pick a category. You can choose which category it belongs in. Just kind of like I'll move stuff if it seems really off topic or off category, but we'll all sort of work on it and see how it goes together. Try and be helpful with each other, try and respond nicely. Why I like the idea of having a forum as well as Discord is these kind of conversations can happen a little slower. You can watch a conversation and be notified when there's updates to it. You can bookmark it for later, and you can go in and fill out your profile if you want. Where is that? Under preferences? Yeah. Fill out whether you want your name, your email address. There's my email, profile picture, and where you've been signed in on, that kind of stuff. Fill in about you, a website, your profile. You can customize your account a bit, get set up with what you'd like and then what kind of stuff you'd like to be notified about. There's a bit of gamification as well, where you get notified or get little badges for different achievements that you unlock inside of Discourse. So it's kind of fun. I mean, it's not like the most amazing thing in the world, but and then also what can really help in terms of searching ability or people finding things later is if you make healthy use of the, I guess it won't work on this. If let me just reply with, I have a question about this topic. Oh, I guess you can't like your own things. There's a heart icon that appears, and that will help if you like something, if it's a helpful thing, if it's, you're looking at responses maybe to a topic or a question from somebody. If you like it, even if it's not, directly for you, but do you like that, it'll help others because it's that's what it should look like. It'll help sort of surface that content for other folks just as a response that works really well maybe or is really helpful. I promise not to be like a hardcore forum Nazi. I guess Nazi is a loaded word these days, but but just I like things organized and helpful so that people can find things later fairly easy on their own as well. And same goes for the Discord, sorry. I know I'm going to mix that up. As if we need more channels, I'll add them, and we can sort of see how that grows as people need and want to use it. But I'm hoping to keep the Discord sort of to a minimum in terms of how much conversation happens, and have most of that happen in the forum, just so that it's a little easier to track, a little easier to keep up with. Topics kind of help to sort of sort things out. So for example, I'm just going to create, while I've got you here, this is turning into a much longer video, but as a way of introduction, what podcasts are you loving these days? Let's put that in the general category. I'm curious what podcasts each week that are important enough that you rarely skip them. So now folks can reply to that, and we can create a thread, and then you can actually link to individual messages in that thread and that kind of stuff and track it, and just kind of makes for a little more chill conversation, I hope. I hope this video helps you get a grasp on what's going on. I'm going to add to the forum as we get people in here. I think monthly challenges will probably work best. I don't think weekly would be too much. Maybe bi-weekly, I guess, every fortnight. I think that's how it works in the UK. Challenges sort of to push yourself maybe in the podcasting world. And then also we'll be adding tutorials and help and guides and things as we go along as the users of the forum and the community see fit to, I guess, request. And then we'll do hangouts maybe. All sorts of stuff. We're going to figure it out as we go. And you folks who are joining in at the initial founding members at the discount get to sort of help shape it a bit more and help me figure out where we need to go and what we need to work on. So thank you so much again for signing up. Please email me or respond to the Patreon messages or tweet at me at iChris on Twitter if you have any questions or things are confusing and that's not working quite well or the way you think it should. I'd love to hear about that, and we'll get it fixed up hopefully and see where we go. Okay, thanks for watching. On to the community. Bye.